Most people mess this up. Too hard, oily, and raw on the inside. I am Chef Henry and I'm gonna show you how real Jamaican make fried dumpling. And these dumplings are buttery goodness, nice and soft and golden Jamaican fried dumpling. Open your cupboard and your fridge, grab your ingredients, and let's make this recipe. And lots of people get this part wrong when they are making fried dumpling, and I'm gonna fix it. So if you are looking on how to make fried dumpling the right way, you're in the right place. Welcome to Chef Henry Kitchen, and let's get started. Here is the ingredients, and I'm gonna break it down in cups and pound. The way I'm showing you, you will be a pro at the end of the video. Share with a friend that's learning how to cook. Hit the subscribe button and get everybody to subscribe. You can pause the video and go grab your ingredients and just follow all of these steps. In this bowl, I have 6 cups of all-purpose flour, and 6 cups equal to 2 pounds of flour. I'm gonna add it into this bowl, and that's the bowl we will be mixing the dumpling. We are going to add 3 tablespoons of baking powder. And also 1 teaspoon of salt. I have gloves on, and I also wash and dry my gloves because we are angling flour. And I'm going to show you how you know you have the right amount of baking powder into the flour. I've been doing this for a very long time. So I'm going to mix all the dry ingredients together, and then we're going to do the drop test. And this go by sound. When I was pouring the flour, you can hear that sound, like the sound is not that loud, but when you add baking powder, you give it a heavy sound. So I'm gonna do the drop test. Just listen for the sound. And that's how you know you have the right amount of baking powder. We're going to add butter inside the dough, and I'm using salted butter, and this is half a cup of butter. I'm gonna cut the butter into the flour. You want it to spread out evenly throughout the flour. Now that we finished cutting the butter into the flour, the reason we're using a teaspoon of salt, just because we're using salted butter. I don't want the dough to be salty and the dumpling will turn out salty. Time to knead the dough. We're gonna add room temperature water. I'm gonna add the water as I go, and I will show you step by step. We're gonna add some water. A small amount. You don't want to go big, then you're going to spoil the flour if you add too much water. They have a saying in Jamaica, you will have water more than flour. I'm going to start mixing. So I'm going to switch this over here, and I'm going to go in. Now we are mixing the flour. I added a small amount of water into the flour, and I'm rubbing the flour with the butter, and this is going to help to spread the butter throughout the flour. And this is the first part of mixing the dough. I am going to add more water. And this time we're gonna use elbow grease. And if you notice, it started to form. Now we're gonna slow down and add a small amount of water, not too much, just slowly. And that's where you see the dry spots. Going with both hands. And we're not gonna add any more water because the dough is firm. So we're gonna get this out of the way. So we are going to work the dough until all the flour and the side of the bowl combine into the dough. See, the dough is nice and smooth. We are going to shape it into a ball just like this. We're just going to set it down. I am going to cover the dough and let it rest. I'm going to let this rest for 15 minutes. Then we're going to come back and work the dough some more. It's been 15 minutes. I remove the gloves and I'm going to add another gloves. Wash off and dry the gloves. Now we're gonna work the flour even more. We are not gonna overwork the dough at this point. We're just releasing all of that chopped air from the dough. And the dough is supposed to be soft like this. And then when you stretch it, it's supposed to just release just like that. Now it's work, smooth dough, just like this. Place it back and then cover. And this time we're gonna just let the dough sit. I'm gonna set up my pot with the oil. I have the pot set up and this is the pot I'll be used to fry the dumpling. And I'm gonna turn the stove on. And I'm gonna add vegetable oil. And you don't have to measure the vegetable oil, you want enough oil to be in the pot to fry the dumpling. And this is to ensure that the dumpling gets soaked all the way through into the oil. So the outside of the dumpling will be fried and then the inside will also be cooked. So I'm going to set the stove at the high settings. While we're waiting on the oil to heat up, I'm going to show you how to form the dumplings. You want to take off a small piece of dough just like this. Some people like to form it like this. You can use this method to roll and shape the dumpling into a ball just like this. I am going to show you the way my grandmother taught me and how to shape fried dumpling by just rolling the piece of dough in your hands into a ball. And if any one of these methods that I show you work for you, just go with it. And remember, it's all take practice. Don't worry about the size, because they're gonna all expand when they go in the pot because it has baking powder inside it. And you just want them to be at the same size. And if you're out in a restaurant, any business, you always hear them say consistency is the key. I'm going to show you how to check that the oil is at temperature. I'm going to get a piece of dough, roll it out, press on it, then we're just going to drop it into the oil. And we're going to see how long it takes to rise to the top. And this is how you know that the oil is at the right temperature, because the test dumpling rise to the top very quickly. I am going to form the rest of dumplings before we check on the test dumpling that's fried in the pot. And now we are on the final. I'm gonna check on the dumpling that we use to check the temperature of the oil. Look at that. And it's not even in the oil for 10 minutes. That's what you're looking for. So the oil is perfect. So I'm gonna add the dumplings inside the pot. So you just press on the top and just drop them in. And always remember, the first one that's going in the pot is the first one to be out of the pot. So now we're just going to move them around to get them floating. I want them to get color. We are going to let them fry into the oil for 10 minutes. And while we are waiting on them to fry, I'm going to get a bowl with paper towel ready for these dumplings to exit the pot. I have my bowl lined with paper towel. I'm going to add a piece more paper towel inside here so it can catch the oil. I am going to check on the dumpling, and these dumplings are in the pot for 8 minutes, and each of the dumpling are a couple seconds apart. You can tell the one that's placed in the oil first is this one. And look at the color. That's what you want to see. We're gonna let the dumpling fry for another 2 minutes. We're gonna start removing the dumpling that's in the pot the longest. I am going to check on the dumpling, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Nicely golden fried dumpling. And you know which one been in the pot the longest? The first one. We're gonna start from there and work ourselves all the way around. That was the one on the paper towel, and this was the second one because it hit the corner of the pot. Same process. I'm gonna let these one fry and then I will show you the next step. Now the second batch of dumpling is finished frying. I'm gonna remove them from the oil. I'm gonna shut the stove off. Now that I remove the dumpling from the oil and they are nice and soft, buttery on the inside, cook all the way through. Comment what would you serve this with, because Jamaican fried dumpling serve with Callaloo. You can serve with anything. I am gonna serve this with Jamaican ackee and saltfish. So I'm gonna make a plate and I will see you all for the taste test. I have my Jamaican fried dumpling on a plate and I serve it with ackee and saltfish. You can go check out that video because in Jamaica those two pair together best. And I show you everything on how to make the fried dumpling, and I'm just gonna make you hear the sound, and this so you know that when it's cooked all the way through. Nice, crunchy, soft and buttery on the inside. And I'm gonna try it with the ackee. Guys, you have to go make this. And you come back in the comment section and tell me, Chef Henry, those fried dumpling is amazing. And this is how it's done in Jamaica. My grandparents made fried dumpling just like this. I know you wanna try a piece. Here you go, but go make it. And also tell me where you're watching from, because I want to connect with all of you guys. Don't forget to even subscribe and also share with family and friends. From my kitchen to yours, just a screen away.